Many children, they look up to people, I want to be like this uncle. Do you know why they do it? Today we're living in a materialistic world. Let's not fool ourselves. The children do it because they see us admiring the vehicle of this person, the clothing, perhaps the perfume, perhaps the phone, perhaps everything else, perhaps the house, not realizing that in a lot of cases, it's still being paid. The mortgage is still being paid. And the person really owns nothing. It's just a show. But the children want to be like that because we've trained them subconsciously sometimes that, you know what, that is the life, that is success. Such that, subhanallah, when someone proposes to marry our child, we take a look at monetary living and the level of finance before we look at the deen and the religion. It has happened. It's already happening in society. Now, why do I start this way? I start this way because we were speaking about some of the points of confusion that the kuffar of Makkah tried to create regarding Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to try and divert the rich people and the wealthy and the powerful of Makkah from listening to what he had to say. So they started creating confusions. If you look at Surah Al-Furqan, which is Surah number 25 of the Quran, verse number 7, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes mention of one of these issues they tried to create. Like I told you, it's come down the generations.
وَقَالُوا مَا لِهَذَا الرَّسُولِ يَأْكُلُ الطَّعَامَ وَيَمْشِي فِي الْأَسْوَاقِ لَوْلَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْهِ مَلَكٌ فَيَكُونَ مَعَهُ نَذِيرًا أَوْ يُلْقَى إِلَيْهِ كَنْزٌ أَوْ تَكُونُ لَهُ جَنَّةٌ يَأْكُلُ مِنْهَا وَقَالَ الظَّالِمُونَ إِن تَتَّبِعُونَ إِلَّا رَجُلًا مَسْحُورًا. They said, what is it with this man who claims to be a messenger, yet he is walking in the marketplaces and he eats food just like everyone else? What's wrong? He's supposed to be different. Just like what we say. He's supposed to be different. How can he go into the marketplace? He's supposed to be sitting and teaching the kids. How can he have a deal that is bigger than our deal? How come he got the million and we only got 100,000? This is what happens. And it happened from then. They picked, or they tried to pick on Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, saying, how could he eat food? Why? Imagine you enter a restaurant and the rich and famous come and purchase food worth 1,000 rands. And here comes the sheikh from down the road in the masjid and he purchased worth 5,000 rands. They look at him and he literally, as they notice what he's done, subhanallah, more generous, he's got more money and so on, they wouldn't feel right because some balance has gone amiss in our society if that was the case. Okay? It's a fact. I know some people might feel hurt. It's not to make people feel hurt. It's to make us think. I'm sure my colleagues would be proud of what I said today because they face a challenge even for the school fees of their own children. Their children are not supposed to go to the private schools and colleges. Why? Because your father is an imam. That's it. It's a fact. We feel somehow that these people are not entitled at all to anything to do with this world. You know what? They're human. They also need a phone. They also need cars. They also need houses. They also have family members. They have children. Subhanallah. Sometimes their children excel in worldly living such that they go way beyond the wealthiest of society. And the father was just an imam. I know examples of that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us a deep understanding.